25 and our first Aspire Connections of the year. I'm really excited to have everyone here and thank you for joining. This morning we have the opportunity to talk about one of our new Aspire resources, and I'm really excited about this one. I know that several of you have already searched it out and started using different elements of this resource. But for those of you who have not yet started using the College and Career Week Planner, we're going to go over a few pieces of information about how to use the planner, as well as have the opportunity to hear from coordinators, several coordinators who have had college and career weeks or events or activities at their school. One of the things that is really important to note is that you can have a full college and career week, whether it's in the spring or the fall or the winter, and a full week of activities related to career college readiness. Or you can have elements of what would be in a college and career week and have a college day or a career day, or maybe once a month you focus on college career readiness in some way using the activities or resources that we have shared in this planner. Some schools also do an entire month related to career college readiness. And so while the resource that we're going to be talking about today specifically focuses on, having a college and career week, the flexibility is there to make it your own and do whatever you want to do. On the screen, you see the QR code or scan that will take you directly to the College and Career Week Planner that we have on our Aspire website. That link is also in the chat, so you can link on it directly if you don't want to use the scan on the screen. But today we're going to just highlight a few things about the College and Career Week Planner. We're going to hear from a few Aspire coordinators and how they created a College and Career Week and the events that they had at their sites. And then I'm going to ask you to be thinking about maybe a successful event that you've had at your school that you would be willing to share, because I think the most important thing is we can learn from each other. And so I really wanted to utilize the time this morning to be able to share ideas and different ways that we've been successful in doing career college readiness activities in our schools. So the first thing I want to chat about and I want you to be thinking about is why? Why do we have college and career weeks? There's several goals when you're developing a college and career week. Um, I think the first and foremost important reason that we have college and career weeks is to build that Aspire culture, career college readiness at your school. Also integrating staff to join. Staff engagement is really great for these weeks because it gets students excited. They get to hear different perspectives, and there's several examples that we're going to share this week or this morning that integrates staff involvement in career college readiness. But it basically gives students an opportunity to talk about their future, talk about the different college opportunities or career pathways that maybe they haven't been exposed to in the past. And there's a lot of different ways that we can do that. But the other thing that we do when we're doing a college and career week is, or an activity, is we're making learning fun. And we know that students like to have fun when they learn. And so the elements of a college and career week or a career or a college day activity is to have a lot of fun with your students. And so I'm just going to ask you to shout out or in the chat, share other goals or reasons why you might have a college and career week. You can unmute or you can share that in the chat and Stacy can share that out to the group. Are there other things that you think about when you think of college and career week?
I think about just anecdotally thinking back to high school for me, and it wasn't the day to day that you remember. It's like those events or those field trips or those things like that. So I think some of the things we do here where we go off campus or are things maybe they're going to remember, just more, a little more impactful.
Yes, that is a real great thing that's a great thing that happens during College and Career Week. You get staff to interact with students, and doing that college talk or career talk definitely makes an impact. Those different voices about career pathways is great. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and continue. Keep putting those goals, things you get out of College and Career Week in the chat if you have others come to mind. So this is the College and Career Week planner. The very beginning of the planner identifies multiple different ways through the table of contents that you can do career college readiness in an activity, event, um, or event at your school. And we've broken it up into different ideas. One of the very first uh, topics or activities that you can do is an Aspire question of the day. And I love this. You can do it, during a College and Career Week, have every day where teachers in your classrooms answer a question. And that will be one of the things that is shared today as an example. So I'll wait for that. But this is a great opportunity to get your staff involved. Spirit dress up days, there's a lot of great varieties, and you'll also see a few examples when our coordinators share in a little bit. The other thing that's really fun that you might not have thought of is to have class competitions, whether it's between, freshmen, sophomore, juniors, seniors at a high school level or sixth, seventh, eighth grade. You can have competitions in advisory classes or raffle drawings for participation. Those who participate in Spirit Days, get a raffle ticket, and then at the end of the week, they might be able to get a prize. Potentially purchased with your Aspire funds. Um, Other ideas are scavenger hunts, and that can be a great opportunity that you can do between staff at your school, whether it's teachers, counselors, administrators, and even the classified staff can get involved in these types of scavenger hunts where students are searching for information. Um, College and career ready family nights obviously can be integrated, whether that's, um, a college night for, financial aid or a junior jump start, or uh, a presentation for younger students in middle school, the future focus presentations that Aspire offers for middle schools, or the eighth, ninth, and 10th grade presentation that we offer as well for underclassmen. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do family events. You can have college application workshops in the classroom, or in during school time. And then, of course, field trips and other college access events at your school. The great thing about this planner is it not only has the ideas, but a lot of times we offer um, things that are pre-made for you. For instance, in the career and industry focused activities, we have information about doing mock interviews. And we actually have a pre-made form that you can use for the interviewers who come and interview your students during those mock interviews. We also have pre-made letters for the Aspire question of the day at the very beginning. We have a pre-made letter that you could use to send out to teachers, identifying the questions that they will be responding to each day in class and the kind of why behind why they're doing this and why it's impactful to students. So not only did we want to give you ideas and lots of ideas that you could integrate, but we also wanted to give you some resources. There are several areas that you have links to and hyperlinks that can help give you some additional ideas within that document as well. There's a variety related to college or career. One of my favorite career um, focused events at the school that I used to be at was a living history day where we invited our veterans from our community to come in and have classroom presentations during Veterans Week. And then there was an assembly. And so there's information about that event in there. But there's a wide variety, and I want you to know that this is obviously not an inclusive a list of activities and events, but it's a starting point. If you have never considered doing a college or career week or multiple activities throughout the year to build that Aspire culture, this is a starting point for you that you can get some great ideas. So, one of the things that we did in this tool is, or in this planner, is we provided you with a sample schedule of what a college or career week might look like. And this one is a combination of the two, career and college week, or career and college activities. Um, and then the question of the day was our first activity, and we did that each day in the classroom. During advisory class, you could have a competition and choose out of one of the competitions that we offer, door decorations or, something like that. And then college spirit days weaved throughout the week with an assembly at the end of the week. One of the other great ideas is we call it a career cafe. And so instead of having just a career presentation, you spice it up by having career cafes, and that could be like at lunchtime, where maybe you get hot chocolate packets and you have career presenters from your community come in and talk to students about different things. But you spice it up by changing the name to Career Cafe, and you provide them with a little treat, maybe a cookie or a scone or, something like that, or you know, granola bar and a coffee or a hot chocolate while they're listening to career presenters. So this is just a great sample, and this you can find at the very beginning of the College and Career Week Planner. So it's a great place to actually get started. This morning, we have the opportunity to hear from several high schools and middle schools in the state that have had Career and College Week activities. Two are going to be talking with you um, directly on our webinar. Reedsport Charter and Siuslaw Middle School, I will be sharing their information. They weren't able to attend because of class and different, responsibilities at their school, but they shared their information for me to share with you this morning. But we'll start with Bill Masai. He is from Dallas High School and is the Aspire coordinator there. Bill, you can take it
Okay.
away.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Bill Massey. I'm actually the CT coordinator. I'm the Aspire coordinator, college and career counselor. I'm a teacher here. I do quite a few things, and so been an Aspire coordinator for probably the last 3-4 years. Really enjoy it. Came from industry prior to teaching, and really like putting on events and stuff like that. So I'm just going to kind of talk to you about kind of what we do at Dallas High School throughout the school year. And so for us, it starts off in the month of October when we have our college application weeks. And kind of what that looks like is we have staff involvement, obviously, with wearing their college swag. We have college admissions counselors coming in. We do a little application workshop. We have our we're starting a NAGGERS program. So basically, we have senior mentors that will meet with senior students. We called it NAGGERS at my old school, but basically just to keep in touch with those seniors, make sure they're on track with applying for scholarships, applications, FAFSA, all that kind of stuff. And so we get our seniors involved with those mentors. And then we have basically trivia every morning during our morning announcements where we talk about, did you know the oldest, university in the state of Oregon? And then we just talk about little trivia tidbits, and then we integrate college stuff within our 2 weeks when we have our college application weeks into our advisory classes. And so that 2 weeks is all about application, getting application help during advisory. After school, our doors are open. We have our counseling staff here, myself, and I have local admissions counselors from Chemeketa, Western Oregon University, and Willamette are the 3 schools that come in and assist students with their applications. Then we move on to our kind of a FAFSA financial month, which is the month of November, and we host a pretty big FAFSA night. We had 135 people attend, I think, our last FAFSA event. Rochelle led that one. That was a great one, and that whole month is just focused on FAFSA, getting ready for the FAFSA, FSA ID. We do an FSA ID workshop where I bring my seniors in here. I get them their FSA ID. We talk about what to expect in the FAFSA in December. And then through December, they're coming in, filling out their FAFSA with me. Keep in mind what we do is every time a student comes to is involved with either our workshops, comes in and meets with our staff, they get a raffle ticket. And that raffle ticket is used at the end of the year. We raffle off a big screen TV, microwave, refrigerator, Apple TV, a computer monitor, a laptop. And so it's kind of our college and career readiness end of the year raffle. And so those kids that come and see us, they get those raffle tickets, and that's kind of how we reward them at the end of the year to get them involved. So we have FAFSA night in November, December. We're just kind of carrying that over with the FAFSA application workshop. And then we switch over to scholarship weeks in January. So this is bringing back our admissions counselors from our local colleges, myself, our counselors working on scholarship applications. We have our local, Mia Moore from our local education foundation. She does a presentation at the end of January and goes over all of our Dallas High School's local scholarships. It's a packed house in here. I mean, we have a senior class of about 190 students. I would say we have 115 in attendance, so it's packed, and we just get them through local scholarships, institutional scholarships, and we go over different scholarships for the state of Oregon, go over the OSAC scholarships, Oregon Promise, all that kind of stuff too during that month. And then we move on to February, where we have our trades and industry month, and that's our careers month. And we break that apart into different weeks. So week 1, I think last year we had construction trades, and then week 2 was health sciences, careers and medical. Week 3 was finance and technology trades, and then week 4 was culinary and hospitality. So what we have our daily trivia. Guess who was previously a chef at Dallas High School before they got into teaching? And then it's a little game that kids will guess, and they'll come up for a prize, and then we announce the answers at the end of the week for those teachers that were in professions prior to their teaching career. We kind of get them involved that way. And then we also have our industry speakers coming in during lunch. We typically have 3 speakers during that week that kind of cater to that week. So in the finance and tech, we usually have Garmin. We have our Gaddy Law Firm coming in. We have a local bank branch manager coming in to talk about careers in banking and finance. And then we do industry site visits. Our kids are invited to attend career fairs. We usually, this year, we're going to Amity for their career fair, but we tend to go to career fairs during that month. And then we have site visits for kids that are interested in becoming an electrician. We go to DC Electric. Students that want to be a plumber, we go to Hilltop Plumbing. And so we take students in the month of February, to a lot of site visits related to the industry that they're interested in. And we have a lot of industry partners, River Bend, Knife River Materials, and we attend a lot of those events. And then we kind of shift into our military careers week in the month of March, We have a military careers expo. We're bringing all of branches of our military. They talk about careers in all the branches, scholarship opportunities. We have a military fair where they bring all their toys, and kids are going to be exposed to kind of everything that the military has. And we've got helicopters landing on our football field. We have tanks, not tanks, but we have, big military vehicles on site. We have simulators. And so that's kind of a big fun evening for the fair, and then a fun week because we highlight one branch of the military every day with like a Q&A, a little intro and advisory group, and then they host a lunch table in our cafeteria, and then it's all culminating with an early ASVAB test for our juniors. We just did an ASVAB test already last month, and then the military expo. Have a lot of support with our industry partners. We usually get donations of prizes. I mean, during that week of February, we give out tool belts, we give out Carhartt gear, backpacks, med kits, tools, and just to get kids involved. And again, when they come in to listen to a guest speaker, they take part in the ASVAB test, FAFSA night, anything extra that they do, they get a raffle ticket. And then sometimes when we have these industry chats and these visits, we just raffle off prizes there. I've given, hundreds of dollars in Dutch Brothers, because Dutch Brothers is one of our industry partners for our hospitality and culinary department. And so they're very supportive. We use them a lot. Kids appreciate it. And it really, really boosts our involvement levels quite a bit. So we get our staff involved. I give them all a Carhartt shirt. It says Trades and Industry Month, and they wear it throughout the month. We have signs around town, around the school that says, FAFSA night, scholarship application week, trades month, and just bringing people and connecting with your local industry professionals is big, because they want to be in the classroom, they want to talk to kids, and kids really want to hear from those people as well, especially when they want to get going into those careers. So I think that's what I have right now, Michelle.
Hey, Bill, we have a couple questions in the chat for you. Can I read those
Okay.
out loud? And
Sure.
All right. It says, who does your local scholarship presentation, and where and how do you collect all the local scholarships?
So the local scholarship presentation for us is our Dallas Education Foundation, or Community Foundation, sorry. And we have a lady that is in charge of those local community scholarships. And then we keep basically a spreadsheet of all the local scholarships that come in, or scholarships from around the area. We house that at the counseling center as well. So it's kind of a mixture of we keep that info, and then we're lucky enough to have somebody that coordinates it outside the school district and comes in and gives a presentation on that.
Excellent. You have another question that says, do you have a document or calendar that you can share with all your different events?
I have everything shared or on our school district or our high school calendar, but I'm more than willing to email a document of everything that we do in the times and the theme weeks. I can definitely email you. My email's on this slide right here, bill.massey@dsd2.org. And real quick, I think Tony Hannon's online. I thought I saw her. She used to be our lead counselor at Dallas High School. She's now at the Dallas Community Charter School. Maybe she's not. Tony, you there?
I'm here, Bill.
Okay. Tony was with us for a long, long time and really helped out with the scholarships a lot. And then when she left, I kind of shifted into gear. So is there anything that I'm missing that we've done in the past, especially when you were at Dallas, Tony?
Honestly, Bill, I feel like you've taken the program to a whole new level, just because you've been able to focus so much on the career piece. I can't think of anything that we used to do in addition to the things that you're already doing.
Okay.
I mean, there have been times where we've had, with the scholarship piece, I know you focus on financial aid in November, we had different institutions come out and talk about scholarship pieces for their institution, or how to write a good scholarship letter, or fill out an application. We've had some presentations of that nature just to kind of fill in some other areas, but I can't think of anything different than you're already doing. You've built a really incredible program.
One of the things I'm really happy about is our military presence. The Military Careers Week, had some positives and negative feedback with our local community, but boy, they really appreciate it. I mean, when you get $1,000 check from the U.S. Navy for put on an event you weren't expecting, because they were really appreciative of it. I'm also the head track coach, and we have a track meet that these military recruiters want to be involved in, and so we have a big invitational where we have every branch of the military present. They bring six to 12 people, and they basically run our track meet. They're the field event workers. They're helping at the finish line, and it's huge, and they love doing it. And a lot of people have said, "Oh, how do you get the military involved?" Well, they're involved in the classroom. They're involved in your school first and foremost, and then they always ask, how else can we get involved? And myself being the head track coach, well, you want to help out a track meet, and all of a sudden we have an invitational that features the military as our worker bees, workforce and helpers, and it's great. It's been awesome.
Thank you, Bill,
Thank you.
for sharing. One of the things that I do want to point out as we move forward is Bill has an established program that has been added to over the years, and he has made it very consistent as he goes through the year. These are things that he does on an annual basis. And it's one of those things that if you are just starting out as a new Aspire coordinator, you hear that list and you might be really overwhelmed at the amount of events and activities that you do. And you're like, man, do I need to do it at that level? That's taken a lot of years and time to build. And so I really want to encourage you, take one or two of the ideas from our presenters today, and put it into action at your school. It doesn't have to be a year-round planner at this point, but you can get some great ideas from our coordinators to just get started. Shayla actually is going to be talking specifically about a college and career week that she did at her middle school in Port Orford, over on this Southern Oregon coast. So Shayla, would you like to share your events?
Most definitely. I can't stop laughing and smiling though, because, oh, Bill, you're amazing. I want to go back to high school for one and come to all of your events, and made a whole list of all the great like monthly ideas. Now I'm like, this isn't just about application week. We got a whole every month something going on, and I'm here for it. I love it. That was amazing. So this is honestly just my second year in this position of a college and careers advisor. So I kind of am starting very fresh and didn't really have a program to come off of, or I actually didn't even know it was a thing until we had an Aspire meeting and it came up, college application week, and it was like, oh, what's that? I didn't really know what that was and where to start. And so unfortunately too, in my discovery of that, I didn't have my hands on the college and career calendar that you guys have created. That is just fabulous and amazing, and I'm so excited to use all these new tools and implement it. But kind of starting from scratch, what I did was made an application week schedule and sent it to all of our teachers and asked them to be as involved as they could. I used our resources from Trio. She comes down about once a week too, and has been very helpful in helping give ideas and support for just making that week flow. So a couple of things that we did Tuesday, we kicked it off with an assembly, and ahead of time I had sent out a questionnaire to our staff. So I thought it would be really fun. We come from a very, very small school. Our senior classes, I think 16, and we have 8 in our junior class. So sometimes too here it's hard to get them excited about things. And I thought it would be fun to have them connect with the staff and just hearing our stories and journeys, and that, not everyone graduated high school, went in to be a teacher, and now we've all been teachers for 20 plus years. But that's definitely what they thought. And so we had an interview for the staff, and I had about 10 staff that were willing and wanting to share their stories. And it was really great. It built a lot of connection with the kids, being able to hear, like, oh, our woodshop teacher wasn't even born in this country. He was born in Japan and was in the military for 20 years before he even became a teacher. And so that was really fun. And then we played like fight songs during the assembly. The kids were able to then ask questions, and to the teachers and get more details and have time to, we started from like, what was your first job, and did you go to college right away, and what colleges you went to. So that was actually got a lot of feedback in the sense that we had to extend it a second day because we didn't even get through everyone the first assembly. And so they wanted to hear more, and the teachers, I think they really enjoyed it too, and just building that like human connection. Like, yes, we're your teachers and stuff, but we're also humans and have a story as well. So that was really fun. And then I just went into two of the classrooms. I created for me, I think I struggle a little bit with wanting everyone to feel included and not it to feel like it's all about the kids that are wanting to go to college. And, if that's not your journey, then you're just going to sit here and do nothing. So I created a college checklist and then a trade workforce checklist. And I encouraged, the kids to apply to multiple colleges, and then had their OSAC logins, Oregon Promise, FSAID, situation, where they're kind of working on their college part of it. And then for the trade workforce kids, I had them do a letter of recommendation, a resume, search on Indeed. Are you going to stay here? Are you going to move away? Kind of a realistic outlook of, okay, let's say you found this job in Indeed. This is what you're going to make an expense list. What are you going to pay out? Is that going to be enough? Where are you realistically going to look if you go straight into the workforce? And then I also gave them just Oregon W-4s, I-9s, things to fill out that they would be filling out outside of, going to college. And I had copies of those. We had the staff be involved as much as possible. I had them do the Ask Me Where I Graduated From forms. So they had those in the classroom. And again, that just really created conversations between the staff and the kids. And I think both really enjoyed that. And then we did the career bingo one day. I passed those out. It encouraged the kids to go and ask questions to the staff. So, they would initial it. They could only have one staff member per initial, because I did have someone really smooth in the first 5 minutes just ask the same staff member, and they are like, bingo. I'm like, well, wait, no, that wasn't the intention there. Good job, yeah, but no, only one signature per person. And just things like attended a 2-year college, etc., lived off Top Ramen, played sports. So that was really fun as well. And just tried to keep the kids interacting. I would go into the classroom, make a presentation on the FAFSA, the scholarships, give them the links for Going Merry. And then we had them actually break out into individual groups where they would come and meet with me and our trio gal and be able to sit down and do applications right there. And that way, if they had questions, they were, they could ask us. We did hold a FAFSA night. Again, had outside sources come and help, be able to get their IDs going and sign up right then and there. Another really fun thing that we did that was including the staff was I thought it would be fun for them to create like their own pennant. And so I sent out a link, and then we had them also blank if they wanted to be artistic and creative, and they could just, draw it versus making it digitally. So this was one of our staff members. She's the science teacher, so it had some relevant things in there that she liked. And then we had students too. And this was something that I wish I would have been a little more on top of, but to include it into and I think I will, like, especially after Bill's scenario of like, okay, what are we going to do next week? We can still bring the pendants out and that way involve like our middle school. We have it displayed in the hallway for the students who did turn it in. But we had a photo booth set up, so I had found props online. I got a big shiny background. And so at the end of the week, we did celebrations. We as well collected raffle tickets. So with the checklist that they got versus, whether it was trade or college bound, every time they turned in a form to me, they would get a raffle. And then at the end of the week, and even during the week, I think Wednesday, we pulled some tickets and then they got glasses and some swag and different things that we had found to give them. And then we celebrated kind of with a photo booth and a pizza party. So the seniors got to come in, they got pizza, and we did all the pictures and had fun with that. And then I think that was the majority of that week. It was fun. The staff were really into it. I did try and incorporate the Spirit Week part and everybody dressed up, but honestly, it was so quickly put together and I didn't prepare enough, to let the staff and everybody know that that was going to be a big part of it. So I am excited for next year and just incorporating all the things. But they love the assembly. I think like one of the biggest things that the kids and even staff talked about was the assembly and getting to share and connect with the students. But overall, after interviewing the seniors, my biggest question was like, do you feel like that was helpful? Did you get anything out of it? And a lot of them said, yeah, I rolled my eyes at first and thought, okay, whatever. But at the end of the week, they were feeling pretty good and thought that it was beneficial, and getting time here sometimes is hard to work with them one-on-one. So with everybody on board, like the staff knowing this is the application week, we're going to have times that groups are going to be in the library for maybe an hour or more to work on these things because they're important, and having that staff support was really nice. And I feel like being new and making it up as I went, it was pretty successful. And Bill, I'm so excited to incorporate all your ideas and what you guys do. But yeah, it was fun. I thought it was a good time.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Shayla. I really, really appreciate both you and Bill shared ideas to incorporate staff. And sometimes I know it's hard to get staff members connected and engaged. But if you make it fun, like you guys did, I think that you will find those. And I think once it's done, every year, then people will look forward to that. So you can build a foundation and grow it as you go. The next coordinator that wanted to share her information was from Reedsport Charter. She wasn't able to be here this morning, but she's given me some information to share with you. She created a college and career week. She had a spirit day every single day of the week. They're a 4-week school, so they don't have school on Fridays. But Monday through Thursday, they had different spirit days each day, and they would get raffles for attendance, whether it was going and attending different activities throughout the week or whether it was participation in the Spirit Day events. So they would have different things that they would give out at the end of the week. I just want to run down these ideas for Spirit Dress Up Week. If you're looking to do a Spirit Dress Up Week, these are phenomenal. The first one is a career day, dress up what you want to be when you grow up. A little addendum to that, in the College and Career Week planner, I heard of a school doing this where students would dress up what they wanted to be when they grew up, but engaging the staff and having them dress up as what they wanted to be when they grew up, when they were their age. So in middle school and high school, teachers don't always necessarily want to be teachers. So to have teachers come to school and, be doctors and lawyers and police officers and, different careers that they had thought about when they were in middle school and high school, but and show that way that, kind of choosing a career and looking at what you want to do in the future is a journey and it can change, kind of like Shayla's example with the interviews that she had with the teachers during the assembly. Having that experience where you're hearing professionals that you know every day who are teachers share their story can be impactful because a lot of times students are so afraid of, well, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. And to start having that conversation of this is something that changes throughout your life, and that's okay. But I love that idea of a career day. The second day was the traditional college day, sport that college gear from a college that they like. Wednesday, dress for success. I thought this was really a unique way to bring the career aspect into Spirit Days. So basically, wear business casual. What would you dress up like when you're going to an interview? That was kind of the prompt for students. So if you're going to an interview, what should you wear? And that's what they dressed up like that day. And then on Thursday, I love this, your traditional neon day gets upscaled to your future is bright day. And so I love those ideas, and I think it was really engaging for her students and staff to participate in that week. On Monday, during their college and career week, they had a family night. And actually, I participated in that night. I came and I gave a presentation for junior families and students, a junior jumpstart presentation that we have to offer. Um, and then there was a little break in between where there was food. And at Reedsport Charter, what I learned is they have a traditional family night meal, which is really cool. Their kitchen staff person makes homemade cinnamon rolls and chili every family night. And so that's a tradition that they've had, and they actually incorporated it into the college and career week family night this year. So chili and cinnamon rolls, and everybody knows about Miss Cindy's chili and cinnamon rolls. So there was great attendance. And then the middle school and ninth and 10th graders were able to attend in that second part, the future focus planning for college session that I did. So we had those on the same night with a little break for dinner in between. Tuesday was this spirit day, just a spirit day. Wednesday, they had Dress for Success, and then they focused on their seniors, where SWAT came in and helped them with financial aid, scholarships, and applications. So they gave a presentation and then did a workshop with the seniors. And then Thursday, they had the Spirit Day, Your Future is Bright. And in addition, they did the Aspire question of the day, where 5 minutes every period, their teacher could answer some questions and they got to choose what they talked about. So they could talk about some of the prompts that she gave them were your favorite class in school and why. How did you decide your career? What was your major in college and did it change from when you first started? And then what wisdom or advice would you give students as they consider their future options? So she gave them a list of questions and let each teacher decide what they wanted to talk about. And that was done in every class. So students got different perspectives from each of the teachers that they went to that day. So it was just an all around great week for Reedsport High School and Middle School. The second school that sent me information was Siusla Middle School, and Kat Grove is the coordinator there. She it's called College Days. And this is takes place during the entire month of March, and they do different activities throughout the month. Throughout the month, they have scavenger hunts. So outside of each of the classrooms, the teacher has um, a placard on their door that tells what school that they went to and interests and things of that nature. And so throughout the month, they would have scavenger hunt days where excuse me, they'd ask a question of their students and about, and then they would go find what teacher um, that fit with, and any student that brought um, that answer, that correct answer, would get a prize. And they'd hand out a small prize for students. And then during that month, every teacher presents on the college that they attended. So a little bit about learning about different colleges, um, talking about the size of the school, where it's located, the different types of majors that they offer at that school. So the teachers could bring in swag and wear their college gear if they still had it, and share just information about the schools that they attended, whether it was online, whether it was in person, whether they went directly from high school, or whether it was, something that they went back to. And I thought that was really unique, because you get a lot of variety then of teachers talking about different colleges, not only in Oregon, but throughout the country. And so it exposes students to different college options. Um, Additionally, oh, I numbered those wrong, but that's okay. Students and staff wear college gear several times throughout the month. And then the other thing that they did is the entire 8th grade class goes on a field trip to University of Oregon every year. And so that's something that's just a standard that students get that exposure. And I don't know if they switch schools or if it's U of O every single year, but that is a tradition that their 8th grade class gets to go on a college field trip. So those were some great examples from coordinators who couldn't join us this morning. Um, so right now, we have a few minutes left, about 10 minutes left. And I'm wondering if any of you would like to pop on and share something related to career or college activities or events that you are proud of at your school that you would like to share with others. I think we can definitely learn from each other. And I know that we've gotten a lot of ideas already. And you do have the College and Career Planner that you get to go and look at and dig into. But are there any folks who would like to unmute and share an activity that you have enjoyed doing with your students at your school?
I'm Esmeralda Mraz. I'm the College and Career Coach and Aspire Coordinator here at John F. Kennedy in Mount Angel. We have about 220 students. This is my 3rd year in the school. They hadn't had a program here for I don't know how long, but I'm coming from Silverton High School. And so really big school down to, my alma mater, go Trojans. So we had our first Curly Week back in September, end of September. And then our second one was in December. And that Curly Week was focused around a college and career fair on Tuesday. We had so many people from our community just step up and offer to come here. We had about 24 booths, which is kind of a big deal for our school size. And how I got our students to participate was I created a Google form back after our first Curly Week, and we had guest speakers from just various, the regulars that come through, like you'll have your hygienist and your doctor and, just something like that. And then at the end of the form, I asked the students to input or say what or who would they like to hear from. And so between the end of September and for like maybe a month, I worked on getting those people here. And so by the time December came around, the kids saw and just kind of felt like their voice was being heard. It was just really cool to see the community show up for our kids and our kids to be like, people do listen and people do want to help us. So that was pretty cool. The Google
That's
form was
awesome.
awesome.
Thank you. Anybody else?
This is Rachel from Canby High School. And I will say one thing, a couple things. We sprinkle things throughout the whole year, but we did a trades night in November this year. We do a monthly night. We do an evening event every month. And we had 8 people from the community come in from different unions, different businesses, carpenters, electricians, remodeling, people with remodeling businesses, the administrative side of construction too, and had them do a panel, and that was really well attended. I think we had about 90 people come for that. And I loved how they just kind of were very real with the students about the careers, and we got really good feedback from that. And then another one that we did in December, we did an instant admissions day with 3 colleges. We did Clackamas Community College, Western Oregon, and Portland State. And that was really well attended. We got some breakfast food for students, and students were really excited about that. We had, I think, 26 kids get admitted to Portland State. And we heard back from teachers that some of those kids like ran into their next class with their little poster thing, like super excited. So that was really fun.
One of the things that I do want to suggest to you, some of you new coordinators may not know that your local, especially public universities, but I know private universities do as well. A lot of times they will offer instant application events where they'll come talk to the students, have them apply that day, and be able to give them an answer that day, and they walk away with those applications completed and being accepted. So you might want to check with your local admissions counselors for four-year universities specifically to ask about those days. PSU does that, Western Oregon, OSU, and I'm sure several others do as well. But those are the ones that I'm most familiar with. So that's another opportunity for an event. Anybody else?
Okay, so unfortunately, this is how my brain works. And within all of these conversations, I thought of something really fun that I would like to incorporate and share because maybe you guys would too. But something that Rachel just said that triggered a thought, having different nights a month, and something I'm experiencing now is maybe like an alumni night, because I'm finding I have kids who are reaching out to me who they still need help. They still don't know what to do with their FAFSA. They don't know what to with OSAC. They're not getting the support from home. So I'm thinking of them, and I've been thinking of a way to help them, besides just going and doing it and meeting them and stuff, but also like an alumni night where we could invite the kids from the last 3 years to come and share their experiences to the seniors and the kids in school now, and say like, hey, yeah, I did graduate last year and this is how college is going, or have a student who's in their 3rd year of college and this is what it's been like for me, and kind of share different levels of experience since they've been out of school. But then also we do have like an alumni big volleyball game, and we could invite then like lots of past alumni people and make it into like a big fun night. But I think sometimes it's fun for the younger kids to hear, our past couple of year graduates and what the experience has been for them thus far. So
That's a great idea, Shayla. I love that. Any others? All right. Well, I really want to thank you all for attending this morning. I hope that the information that was shared just really kind of prompts ideas for different events and activities, career and college related at your schools. If you could take a minute and go ahead, we do have a presentation feedback form for you to complete. So just scan it and give us your feedback. That would be fantastic. I hope you all have a great end to your week. I guess it's just beginning, but enjoy the rest of your week and please reach out if you have any additional questions. Thank you.